fork in it, Ice Age, because this series is done. Reviewed in the United States on April 3rd, 2013. I have such a soft spot for animation that I'm overly generous with applause if there's even the slightest sign of work being created with genuine loving care, joy, excitement, and inspiration. This Ice Age has none of those things. We all knew they couldn't keep it fresh and creative forever. Dennis Lorry's tough-talking tiger character finally gets a girlfriend, but even here, very little effort was put into her graphic design and dialogue to make her the slightest bit special. Remember the adorable baby in episode number 1? And the fabulously sparky British Aussie jungle guide from another episode? Of course you do! This sequel has none of that memorable creativity, being utterly void of charm and delight. Its only merciful act was being over and done in a flash, relieving the audience quickly of its boring misery. Ice Age is officially extinct.
You know, we should get this guy for the podcast.
Welcome to the same place we've always been. But is it? As the tectonic plates under the Earth's crust shift ever so slightly over the eons, and as this humble little blue speck drifts all around the Milky Way galaxy, and that tumbles around the universe as well, we're constantly shifting, changing, evolving, and moving, as is the Ice Age franchise. Here we are with Continental Drift.
Y'all, I'm not going to sugarcoat this. They've taken everything from me in this movie.
This movie made me cry.
This movie is not good, but it's very hard. It's very hard to be mad at my good friends Manny, Sid, and Diego. But good lord, I don't even know where to start.
Well, we could start with this little thing that Rene overlooked. The Continental Drift didn't happen over a long period of time. It happened all at once.
Oh, my mistake. Yes, it happened in the same way that all other major ecological events happens. Scrat puts a nut in the ice and it makes something happen.
As Scrat, they've really brought that nut. They've given that nut just an unfathomable amount of power over the effects of the climate and the ecosystems of Earth as we know it, because a lot has changed because of that simple nut. I wish Scrat would just eat it.
You know, I think I yearn for that as well. I yearn for a good Scrat eating a nut, shot. I really feel like that would make it all worth it.
I feel like he should at least get the nut at the end of every movie now. I feel like maybe he's earned, sort of a nut per movie, payment, but I just want him to eat that one and get it over with. He's been waiting too long.
What if he eats it and he doesn't like it?
That would be really sad. Can you imagine?
It's the object of his desire, but he's more obsessed with the want, the chase. That's what excites him. That's what, makes him happy.
Regular Tom and Jerry, like me.
Yeah, exactly. What? Well, how do you top dinosaurs? I guess pirates is their answer.
I guess pirates. It feels like they just went down the list of things that little boys like.
Dinosaurs, pirates,
dinosaurs, pirates,
ancient animals.
Animals.
Like,
a big monkey.
A big monkey with just lovingly crafted teeth, everyone individually rendered like a scale on the snake from Ringo's back.
Voiced by Peter Dinklage.
Yeah, he's in there.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty good. The thing is, all the performances in this movie are pretty good from Peter Dinklage.
Yeah, he's like, it's his first movie, Ice Age movie. Not his first movie, God forbid.
It's his first movie ever.
No.
Dinklage is a bit of a rookie.
But he puts his all into it as this monkey pirate, like, villain character, and he really tries to sell the motivation in this kind of revenge plot for some reason. He
had hair shaped like a pirate hat.
Yeah,
correct?
I didn't realize that until much too late in the movie, and then I was like, oh, well, ain't that kind of clever?
I was just like thinking about it, like, he didn't have a real one, I'm sure. I need to check up with y'all.
No, he did not. I do like. Why don't I just start by saying what I enjoyed? Because you know what, there were some kind of interesting things here.
I would really love to hear what you enjoyed about it, because I feel like we never really get to know that, because we're so far away from each other. When we watch these movies, we can't.
Well, okay, so first of all, I think pirates is a fun idea. I think it is the most fun idea they've had since dinosaurs are more fun, but having pirates, that's kind of fun. Like, I liked it. I liked the way the ships looked. They were like upside down icebergs essentially, and they were very, they were interesting.
They were stylized.
Yeah,
to look
exactly.
Like ships in a way, and I thought that was pretty fun, especially the last ship that our monkey boss friend like rose up out of the sea to strike down Manny and friends.
Yeah, I gotta say they have like their one odd musical interlude that seems to be recur. Did they have one in Ice Age 3? I don't remember.
What could they? I feel like they must have sung about something in Ice Age 3, right?
Maybe it was a Walk the Dinosaur montage. Maybe that counts.
Walk the Dinosaur.
But they have like a nice little pirate shanty song. It's really like just like a classic little like pirate tune about like this guy's like pirate crew, like how they're like crazy and they're gonna get ya, and like, but we won't like hurt you that much, like as long as you're useful, and it's a fun little musical interlude.
Yeah, kind of something along those lines. It's it's a nice change of pace. I think they definitely tried to put in as many new characters in this movie as humanly possible, and some of them are okay, and some of them just really suck. Like, just really, really suck.
I really just don't care about the D plot of this movie whatsoever.
The D plot? Is that the, like the D, like Diego and you know who?
Diego the Don?
The Don?
Diego the Don, and, well, no, I was speaking, more so about our good friend, hedgehog guy.
Oh, the
Scott?
mohawk is Scott.
Well, hold on, we can't talk about him before we talk about the fact that like Peaches, the daughter of Manny and Ellie from like the last movie, the focus of like the last movie is now grown up after just like being born at the tail end of the last movie. She's a big like teenager.
Time has passed now.
Can you imagine if we got a baby movie with her?
That would be unbearable.
Peaches babe, like getting into antics. It sure is hard being a parent.
I'll be honest. I'm surprised they didn't go with that. They didn't capitalize on like the baby like profitability there. They just said like we'll have this baby. There's the baby. You see it at the end of the movie. There's a cute shot. Now don't forget about it. We're doing teen Jersey Shore like drama.
Yeah. So they're the herd they're with is very similar to the one we've always seen them with, but for some reason there is 4 teenage mammoths, I guess, to be the kind of like the cool kids. But you do not see their parents or any other mammoths. They're just kind of a part of it. And one is voiced by Nicki Minaj and one is voiced by Drake.
These 2 mammoths make me like I knew as soon as I saw them that they were celebrities. You know when they put a character in a show and it's just like, all right, that's their likeness.
Yes, exactly.
Put into a woolly mammoth. I could tell that, before I even saw the movie, but I just hate characters like this. I hate them in movies. I just don't like them at all.
Well, they're never very interesting, are they?
They're just very not interesting. They're just kind of like
caricatures in a way, but really not. These guys are just very like. There's a shot of the mole hog character, which we'll get to in a second, and
God.
then standing next to Crash and Eddie, and you can really tell the design sensibilities between the second movie and this movie have really changed, because mole hog guy got big cute eyes. He looks like he's supposed to be like marketable in some way. He's supposed to look real sweet, and the mammoth teens are supposed to look cool. They have like hair, and then you look at Crash and Eddie, who look disgusting.
Yeah, like the characters from the first movie have this semblance of still an animal.
Yeah,
still an animal in like form, but all of the animals that get introduced, like in this movie and maybe some of the third movie, they just feel like people, but like in a big woolly mammoth suit.
They're very manufactured in a way.
Yeah, manufactured.
It's a similar thing to like how like stylization in a lot of shows like gets like hammered down to like be streamlined and stuff, like The Simpsons, where like you have like these wacky season 1 like character archetypes, and then like as the series goes on it just becomes real people caricatures, but they're like yellow and they have a slight overbite, but that's it. That's what these mammoths are. These mammoths are like just people's like mammoth sonas and whatever. You can't have like weird. Well, to be fair, they have some like weird and like wacky like looking like ancient animals, kinda. They're kind of like lacking in the ancient animal department here with like the pirate captain's crew.
Sort of seems like they gave up on ancient animals like at some point, and they just kind of went with like mammals. Like mammals now. There's a giraffe. They showed a giraffe.
Yeah, well, like that was part of like the montage of like the continents drifting. By the way, that's the main issue in the movie, is that the continents are drifting. We should have
talked about the main.
It somehow feels like not really a big problem in this movie. Not as nearly as much as like the flood and the other. I guess because the continental drift isn't really the like point in this movie. We got a monkey guy. We have an antagonist in this movie,
like a talking, motivated antagonist.
Yeah, not just like an animal.
What I just now realized, what I just now noticed is that like in Ice Age 2, which is one of the weaker movies that we've seen for this series, and this one, those are the only 2 that really have like a disaster scenario.
Yes.
Where it's like a disaster movie, and I feel like those 2 they make it like the weakest plots for these movies.
They really do.
Yeah, they do, because it tried with the second movie, it feels like all of the disaster stuff was like there to get you hyped up about the change in scale, you know? It's like, we're not fucking we're not talking about babies and shit no more. We're talking about, like, a big earth-wide, like, flood. Like the meltdown.
But at the same time, it was more focused on the Ellie Manny stuff than it really was the flood situation. And there was
that's... But what I'm saying is, I think that stuff is for marketing.
What?
I feel...
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not that interesting to, like, market to kids, like, this movie that's about, like, oh, you gotta start a family and have babies. Like, that's not something that children really give a shit about, but, like, children are just like, whoa, it's like a big thing is happening. Oh, so cool. Like, you know, like, it's so cool.
No, I mean, like, what you're saying is that, like, these two movies, they have, like, a weaker, like, sort of, you know, through line of, like, oh, like, Manny's trying to get with Ellie, or, like, well, Manny's connection with Peaches is non-existent in this movie, basically.
They tell you he cares about her a lot, and you have to believe it, but you never see them interact in a way that's positive, because he's a weird, creepy dad who's like, you're not allowed to talk to boys.
And they get separated for, like, the entirety of the movie, basically.
Yeah, so you don't really get to see a lot of warm, fuzzy moments between father and daughter.
The only warm, fuzzy moment is when she gets captured by, she gets taken hostage, and Manny's like, ready to go.
But it's like a weak, like, sort of, like, emotional plot line, like, you know, supplemented with, like, a big, like, the bombast of action. Oh, look at this, like, you know, the flood, the continents drifting. Oh, like, you know, it's high stakes, really big. You know, this movie was also released in 2012, so that might have also been another thing that contributed to that.
But it's manufactured high stakes. That's what it is.
Because the thing that really is the high stakes is the pirates. So Manny, Diego, Sid, and oh my god, we haven't even touched Sid's grandma yet.
What the fuck? Oh my god, sorry, I really peaked the audio. I don't understand how that slipped my mind. Y'all, Sid's grandmother is the reason you should go watch this movie in the AMCs right now. And let me tell you why. Sid's grandmother, she's ham and cheese.
So, let me just rewind a little bit. Sid's family shows up at the beginning of this movie, and they immediately dump Sid's grandma on Sid, and then, you know, kind of abandon him. Oh, it's a big trick. Oh, they're awful people. Like, okay, cool, I guess. They have a guy named Uncle Fungus who's okay, but Sid can't. Uncle Fungus is cool, but Sid and Granny are not. So Sid is tasked with holding on to Granny. Now, during the continental shift thing, Sid, Manny, Diego, Granny get separated from everyone else. They go adrift on a piece of ice while everyone else is gonna try and meet them at the land bridge. There's, you know, Ellie and Peaches are like, oh no, and Peaches is like, oh, we fought the last time. I'm so sad. I can't believe it might be my last conversation with my dad, blah, blah. Anyway, then they come across pirates, and they immediately try and recruit Manny and co, but then, you know, Manny's like, no, I just want to get back to my daughter. And so they try and kill him, and then during the scuffle, Manny accidentally destroys the ship, and that's why the monkey is, like, revenge set on killing Manny. Am I going too fast? Because this happens within, like...
No, I think this is
I swear, like...
I mean, you're going at the exact pace of the movie.
This is what happens.
Yeah, that's basically, like, in real time how it all happened. Because this movie doesn't stick with things for very long.
No, it goes at a breakneck speed, you know. Gotta have, like, that pirate action. Now we gotta have, like, teen antics with, like, the mammoths here. But not too long. We can't get you attached to, like, these to Peaches. The whole point of the third movie.
Yeah, why would I ever want to get to know this character that was supposed to be a big deal?
And this is what the main conflict is. It's Manny trying to get back home, but he's doing so by trying to hijack the pirate's new ship, and it's like a whole thing. And that's the tension there, is fighting the pirate gang. Meanwhile, there's a girl character, a new girl character. Danny Shippers. If it wasn't over before, it is over now. We've lost it all. All gone in a single movie. There's a new character called Shira.
Did she stick around towards the end?
I don't know.
I can't remember if like she left.
Oh no, she's still there. She's
stuck
they're
with
together.
She's with the pack.
Yeah. So there's a. What is she? A white tiger?
I mean, she's a saber-toothed cat, much like Diego, but like white and like tiger-like. That is not a variant of saber-toothed cat that exists, I don't think, in fossil record.
She's a girl.
But she's a girl. She has eyelashes and earrings, like shell earrings and stuff. So that's how you know.
Just so you know, she's a girl. And almost immediately, she and Diego are doing the whole like, ooh, we hate each other, but we're kind of flirting, and it's disgusting.
They keep jumping on each other like fucking Simba and
Nala.
It's
all, can you feel? It's horrible. It's horrible. It's horrible.
It's really bad. There is a part, though, where Diego says, and I quote, "I don't really like girls," and I think that's a good thing that they made him say. And I'm going to keep his word on that.
Oh.
There's that, and are we telepathically linked?
I think we
here?
are.
You
guys
say
it. Oh, it's not over yet. Never mind. Everything.
Okay.
Danny Shippers, we lost, but okay, guys, we got another camp. We got another camp to root for.
Now, Ciego Shippers, even though there is the existence of this home wrecker.
Yeah. Even though this home wrecker is here.
You do get content. You get a Diego and Sid kiss scene in this movie, and it's not like they're like or anything really. It's just like, oh, why are we doing this? I don't know. It's romantic. Yeah, okay. That's the end of that. But
you know, it's almost like they had done this before, and they're just like, why are we doing? It's like they were more like. They were talking about why they were doing this right now at this time, rather than, like, why are we doing this at all? You see, it's like, why are we kissing? Oh yeah, we shouldn't do this right now.
Well, it wasn't like they kiss and then they were like, oh, ew, gross, I would never kiss you. They just, like, sit, like, they're, like, inches from each other and like, huh, why are we doing that? Oh, whatever. It's great. It's great. It's the only thing this movie's got for me.
Yeah.
I'm so starved. I'm scrambling at the scraps they're throwing at me, and I'm like, please, just a little more. Just don't destroy my hopes quite yet.
I don't know if they give like Sid a female counterpart love interest in the fifth movie, but
I'm hyperventilating. I'm just like fucking dying right now at the thought of them giving Sid a fucking romantic partner that is a big-tittied soft woman that I would assume that they would probably do.
I feel like the designs for the female love interests have gone significantly downhill. Like, Ellie is okay. She's still got like eyelashes and like makeup, but whatever. She's okay. Shira's like worse, and then there's Scrat's in the third one, who's just sucks.
Scratty.
She sucks.
Yeah, she sucks a lot. She literally is just. Look,
that's the worst one.
We gave her makeup.
This movie, it's kind of hard to talk about because it is very lacking in like heart, in like substance. It's a passable animated feature. You can like watch this like in the theater in IMAX 3D. I did, I think, actually. But like you can do that and it'll be fine. It'll be like an hour that will pass and you won't even know it. But
I think it was me who described this movie I'll describe it now and stand by this. It's the perfect like doctor's office waiting room movie. If you are a doctor listening and you have a bunch of patients, put on Ice Age 4 for them. The time will go by so fast, they'll get their visit over with, and they won't even feel like they were even waiting in a place, because that's how this movie made my brain feel.
And then, like, they'll be able to, like, catch, like, the scene at the end where, like, Granny gets her new dentures, and, like, it'll be a win-win. And it's like, you see, you can get dentures like that if you, wait, no, that's not what you're advertising as a dentist, never mind.
But it's okay, though, because it's the same deal. Dentist, too, if you're listening.
The Mole Hog's name is, I think, Lewis.
Oh, yeah.
So Lewis is the friend of Peaches.
Nothing, he's nothing. He's just like, I want to be like you, Crash and Eddie. And then you pan over to the fucking, the scene where Crash and Eddie are, and they're just not there because they might as well not be in this movie. They're so irrelevant.
They put so many characters in this movie, and like they were already like minimizing Crash and Eddie's screen time in the third movie. That like it's almost non-existent, like their purpose in this movie. There's so many moments where they're like scenes where like Ellie and Peaches are like panicking about each other, or like panicking about Manny, like, oh, where is he, or like something like that. Nobody ever mentions Crash.
Nobody says, where's Crash and Eddie? Nobody. And you know what the sad thing is? I think Crash and Eddie talk to Lewis more than they talk to Peaches. And in fact, I don't think they talk to Peaches once.
And they're like her uncles.
I know, they are her uncles, and there's a point where like the Teen Mammoths are making fun of her for having like an oddball family, but they might as well not exist, like, because they never talk about them and they're never seen hanging out with each other.
There's like one moment where they talk to Peaches, and that's like when they're like, oh, Manny sent us to spy on you. Oh, we weren't supposed to say that. Oh, we're so dumb. But they don't appear for the rest of that scene.
They're just there to remind you that they're there. And Lewis, this little mole hog,
God, this little fucking
he
bitch.
sucks. He's just this, you know, him whimper.
I'm such a useless little man. Nobody likes me.
And,
God,
and the scenes where, so the scenes where they keep cutting back to like Ellie in the herd, you know, trying to meet Manny at the land bridge, they're pretty short, and in a few of them Lewis is there, but by the end of the movie there's a big showdown with the pirates and everything, and Lewis gets this like big hero moment that is totally undeserved for the amount of screen time he's had.
Hey, leave her alone. Like, I feel like he should have just been like when did the last Harry Potter movie come out?
Good Lord, I don't remember. Ages ago.
I'm wondering something.
What are you wondering?
What?
Were they trying to do like a Neville?
Are they trying to make him a Neville, like...
Yeah, were they trying to do like a Neville?
Where like it's like a character, a jokey, like pathetic character that like, you know, rises up to the challenge kind of deal.
Yeah, but they just didn't, like, you know,
prep him. Because he's not even like funny. He's not like a comedy relief character. He doesn't really have much bearing on the plot. All he does is look sad and give like Peaches a reason to, you know, betray her true self when she's like, oh, I don't actually hang out with that mole hog. I'm like, you cool kids. And then his feelings are hurt, but then it doesn't matter anyway.
Wait, did she even apologize
I don't
for
think
that?
she does.
God, he's so lame.
I feel like at this point we sound insane because we are just throwing shit at all of y'all, and you're like, what? Wait, what happens? Mole hog? Pirates? What about the pirates?
Harry Potter? Why are you talking about Harry Potter still,
And
Gert?
now you know what it's like to watch this movie, because so much happens but so little, and it's not coherent. And the Scrat plot line is so boring. I don't even really want to talk about it. He goes to Scratlantis by the end, and then he's the one who sinks it. Haha, very funny. She-Ra, the tiger character, she has this kind of like arc where she like is with the pirate crew because of some unknown reason. Like, she's got a tragic backstory, and the pirate guy is actually like really mean and doesn't, and Diego's like, you could be part of our herd, we actually trust and care about each other. And I was really expecting to get a an Ice Age flashback. We didn't have an Ice Age flashback to anybody. We didn't have the pirate's origin story, like why he's a pirate. We didn't have She-Ra's origin story. I feel like there's always a sad flashback in Ice Age. Or like, you had Ellie's and then you had Buck's flashback. Where is my Ice Age flashback for a very important new character, Diego's new wife, I guess, She-Ra?
If we're supposed to like her, if we're supposed to be accepting of her as, like, Diego's straight wife, then we need to know a little bit about her. Like, I like some straight people. But why can't they sell her in a meaningful way to us? Why couldn't they say, like, She-Ra is...
she was like,
she was like, she knew the baby from the first movie.
They did a callback to the baby, and she's like, when I was young, I had a master. Somebody had me as a pet. It was this guy who always talked about being raised by a mammoth and a sloth when he was a kid, and then he was like kind of a jerk, and then Manny's like, oh no.
Hey, what if... You know how nobody talks to Crash and Eddie?
Yeah.
So, there's probably a lot of time has went by, I would assume, for, like, a mammoth to become from a baby to, I would assume, like, a 16 to 18-year-old, like, in mammoth years. Do you think Crash and Eddie are just ghosts and, like... The only one who can see them is the sad, like, sad little bitch, whatever his name is. And,
well, I have to say that, like, I think there might be some credence to that, because I noticed, like, a lot of the characters, they look, higher definition, because, like, a lot of, like, the new technology
Crash
from the movie
and
2012.
Like ghosts.
Well, no, but, like, I noticed, like, they have a lot more, like, gray hairs than, like, other characters. They look older and, like, more scraggly.
They're gonna die. Oh no.
They're gonna die soon.
What if they're just not in the next movie?
They might. That's, like, the only explanation if they are. And also, like, they might be already dead. We don't know.
Ooh. Well, I feel like... Y'all get it, right? You get Ice Age 4.
Is the 5th movie actually, like, available yet?
Yes. I do not know even a little bit what the 5th movie is about.
I have not even seen, like, offhand online, like, GIFs or images of this movie. It is literally only the words, like... I can't even think of what the title looks like. Ice Age 5 to me right now is just like Times New Roman Ice Age 5. that's written in Times New Roman. That's just what I see when I think about that movie.
As a little teaser, I'm going to read to you the subtitle under the movie, and I'm going to let your imaginations run wild. Ice Age collision course.
Hold on, I feel like we've already been there. Like we've had like Meltdown, Dawn of the Dinosaurs, Continental Drift. It feels a little too similar to Continental Drift a little bit.
It feels really similar to Continental Drift, and I feel like that might be part of the reason that this movie is unknown.
This is going to be the last Ice Age movie, so I hope y'all are ready, because we're going to go all out for this monster of a film franchise. We're going to just absorb it all. And
we're gonna talk about characters. There's gonna be some like guests. We're gonna have Ray Romano on.
Can you imagine if we invited him on and we're like, hey, Mr. Romano, why'd you do so many?
What? Be paid well. Deborah!
All right, well, I think the sun's coming up, so we gotta get going, everybody.
Let's pack our things. We're ready to go on a collision course, that movie.
We're ready to take a collision course.
I can't believe it's called Collision Course! And also,
what are you talking about? I'm Lucy.
I'm Rene.
I'm Gert.
And this is...
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.